You ever have one of those neighbors who just can't mind their own business? Well, let me tell you about the Saturday morning when Karen from the HOA tried to get me arrested. Without realizing my wife works in emergency dispatch, it started like any other peaceful day. I had just poured my coffee and stepped out to repair a few loose boards. On my front porch, nothing fancy, just simple maintenance to stop them from creaking. I wasn't blasting music, wasn't using power tools, just a screwdriver, a hammer, and some peace. About 20 minutes in, I heard her heels clicking down the sidewalk like some kind of warning bell. "You didn't get HOA approval for that construction," she barked before I could even greet her. I replied politely that I was only replacing broken wood for safety, not making any design changes. She smirked and pulled out her phone. "Let's see what the police think," she said with a smug look. I didn't argue. I just kept working. 10 minutes later, a police cruiser rolled up, lights off, casual pace. The officer got out, asked what I was doing, and said there was a complaint about unauthorized construction and trespassing on community property. Karen stood behind him with arms folded, already celebrating in her head. I smiled calmly and said, "Officer, would you mind radioing in dispatcher 1072? He looked a little confused but followed protocol. Seconds later, the radio crackled. "Dispatcher 1072, go ahead." I leaned in and said, "Hey babe, it's me. Looks like our favorite neighbor called in again." There was a pause and then my wife laughed and confirmed over the radio that I was working on my own property and no HOA rule was being broken. The officer gave Karen a quiet warning about false reporting, then left. Karen turned red, mumbled something, and stormed away. But here's the twist: just 3 days later, Karen's husband came to my door to apologize. Turns out she'd pulled similar stunts with their own family, and he'd had enough. They moved out the following month. Now my street is peaceful again, and my porch sturdy as ever. But tell me, how would you have handled a neighbor like Karen if this happened to you? Asterisk.